Hola amigos y buenos días. Welcome to La Clase de Español. Conmigo, Ruth. Hoy, La Clase is based on Section 2, Unit 1 of Duolingo, which is Say How You Feel Today. La pregunta, the question, la pregunta is ¿Cómo estás? So let's comenzar con el vocabulario. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? How are you right now? ¿Cómo estás? If we were using ser and saying ¿Cómo eres? That would mean what are you like? ¿Cómo estás? Means how are you? So it's good to get la diferencia entre estos dos verbos. ¿Cómo estás? You could say I'm well. Estoy bien. Now, bien is a complicated word because it's got different meanings. Bien can mean good or okay or well or fine. Y es normal. Okay, so por favor, don't get too hung up on the fact, but I thought it meant okay, but now you're saying it means fine. Well, I thought it meant good. Now you're saying it means well. Don't get hung up on that. Just accept that it's got una variedad de traducciones. Estoy bien, I'm fine. Estoy mal, I'm bad. Okay, I'm ill, I'm unwell. Estoy mal. Maybe you had too many vinos anoche, too many wines last night. Estoy mal. Una buena idea no tomar mucho vino. See? You could also say, estoy muy mal. I'm very bad. Or you could say, I'm very well. So if you want to say I'm very well, how would you say that? Estoy muy bien. Another way to say, how are you, is ¿qué tal? And it's part of our greeting ritual, our saludo. So we can say, hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien. Muy mal. And because it rhymes, you can learn that as a set piece. Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien, muy mal. You might feel other ways. So let's have a look at that vocabulario. You might be tired, which is cansado. Cansado. If you're a woman, cansada. If you're married, the word for married is very similar to this word, and I've often said it's easier to learn two words than one. Now the word for married is casado, and I like to connect it with casa, which means house. So when you're casado, you have a house with your spouse. So casado means married, and cansado means tired. You might also want to say that you are busy. Now that's an easy one because it's like occupied. But of course we say cupied with a U sound. En español, claro, ocupado. Ocupado if you're a man, ocupada if you're a woman. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, pero estoy ocupada. And the last one I'm going to tell you is feliz. You might have heard of the word felicity or the name Felicity. Felicity means that a person is happy. That's the root of the name Felicity. And feliz means happy. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Estoy bien. Estoy ocupada. But, estoy feliz. Now, feliz is going to be the same whether you're a man or a woman because it doesn't end in an O. If you want to say the children are happy, then we've got a plural, and that feliz with a Z changes to felices with a CES. Los niños están felices. I also want to tell you a couple of phrases with tener. You remember tener from a couple of lessons back. It means to have. En español, sometimes they say, I have hungry, or I have thirst, or I have tiredness, where we would say, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am tired. So it looks like this. Tengo hambre, I'm hungry. Tengo sed, I'm thirsty. Tengo sueño. Sueño means dream, so I have dream. Tengo sueño, I'm sleepy. I want to look at one other thing here as well, porque we say, ¿Cómo estás tú? But we could also say, ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre tú y usted? So if you're going to generally introduce yourself with your second name, me llamo Señora Darby, then you would be using usted. Y usted means and you. If you're generally going to introduce yourself with your first name, me llamo Ruth. Y tú? So that's a rule of thumb. If you're going to use first names, use tú. If you're going to use second names, use usted. Let's look at el verbo estar otra vez. Here's our verb. We have estar, to be. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Él, ella, usted está. Nosotros estamos. Vosotros estáis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Notice which ones have an accent. Notice which ones don't. And remember that if it has an accent, that's the syllable that gets the stress of the word. We can also say, ¿Cómo está tu marido? And ask about other people who might not be there. ¿Cómo está tu marido? ¿Cómo está tu esposo? ¿Cómo está tu hermano? ¿Cómo están tus hijos? And you can respond, of course. Está bien. Está muy ocupado. Mis hijos siempre, they always, siempre tienen hambre. Están felices. We need to also develop from Duolingo, from just learning el vocabulario, from noting down las frases importantes and testing ourselves on those, to creating real responses to las preguntas that we get from Duolingo. So if you have una pregunta, which just is perhaps ¿Cómo estás?, then you can say estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? Sí, yo estoy muy ocupada, pero también estoy bien y estoy feliz. I also think it's important, es importante, to make personal diary entries. Now, I do have una lista de diary prompts, we could call them, and you can download that PDF for free. And they're in inglés y en español, so you can copy out a prompt and use Google Translate to create short, simple sentences that reflect your true answer. However, sometimes you just want to write your diary. Today, in my diary, I want to say, hoy, today, tengo tiempo libre. Tengo tiempo para escribir un poco. También, also, tengo tiempo para visitar a mi amiga. Tengo planes de ir de compras. That means go shopping. Ir de compras. Comprar chocolate. Y relax, con mi libro. Amigos, I do hope you enjoy keeping a diary. You can do it in this structured book, which is my Duolingo diary. There are translations of the questions at the end of each section and example answers. But the answers that are most important are the ones that you create because they're personal to you. Write them down in Espanol and go back each week and read what you've written. en español. Y muy pronto, very soon, you're going to hablar español con confianza. Next time, we will be back with talking about travel. Hasta la próxima, amigos, adiós.